Hi everybody, Angie here, coming on to do another make with you guys. Today I have a fun little quick, simple, easy, fun project. I was doing some searching on Pinterest, which is my main go-to when I'm looking for ideas and inspiration and so forth, other than watching other collaborators and YouTube crafters on YouTube itself. But I was on Pinterest the other day and just doing some searching and clicking on a little this and that, and a fun idea came up. And I've done this before, but it's been a long time, so I was like, you know what, let's do one of those. And I don't know how the whole algorithm thing works, but for me doing all the clicking and searching on Pinterest, when I hopped back over onto YouTube, some of those crafts and videos started popping up in my thread. So it's definitely not anything new, but it's just something fresh and something cute and something really nice to go into our journals, tucked into pockets. They would be great as just little individual gifts. But what they are, let's enough talk, let's get started on this, because they're really quick and really easy. Great project to use up your scrapped and your small bits on this. We're going to make some faux sample booklets or pamphlets, so to speak. Okay, I made one and I did my pre-cutting on some scraps that I had laying around, but it's just a little faux sample pad or a sample booklet. This one is a faux lace. Well, it's, you know, and you just get some scraps. As you can see, I've got one there of a lace, and then there's that one, and then this little lace trim here. And isn't that one pretty? We got that one. And usually, you know, you don't want to put too many because you don't want this project to get bulky. So I would say anywhere from 4 to 6 items, depending on what samples that you're going to be including. But I've got just and I just layered them according to color. So as you can see, starting on the bottom, this was a vintage white, Victorian white piece. And then I did a pale pink. And then I put the kind of, this is, I don't know if you can see that color real well, but it's kind of like a bronze-ish color. And then I came atop that with white, and then I reversed that, so I did 2 white there, and then put this pretty piece on the top. Okay. And like I said, it's great for scraps. So these particular pieces are roughly about 3 inches by, I want to say 3 by 5. But really what I did was, I think this was my base. This was my largest piece that I had. So that's why I chose to use that as my base. And then I just went up from there and just trimmed everything down to fit on top. Okay, and then once you get the number of pieces that you have ready to go in your sample booklet, then you're just going to cut yourself out a piece of like cardstock, and I just use cream color cardstock for this. And this piece is 3 inches, just so that the fabric fits right in. And I just went about, what did I do? 1.5 inches over to fold it over to make a closure. And I just ran one zigzag stitch right across with a little element and just put a real light decoration. I just used a die cut. I colored in with some vintage photo, and then just put a flat back diamond gemstone on there. So isn't that just adorable? And that would look cute just tucked into a pocket, into a journal somewhere. You could clip it in, or you know, for those that make fabric clusters and do slow stitching on different pieces, this would be a great gift. Wrap it up, seal it up, and give it as just a little individual gift. And I love projects like that you can use for that, because we all need small little tokens of appreciation and thank you gifts. And this would definitely be a good project for that. Okay, so like I said, this one is made with lace. This is my lace sample, and I have some pieces cut here, and I have one of more, and you want to do, I would suggest anyway, you can do it any way you choose, but I would suggest kind of keep your color palettes kind of the same and your materials the same. Like this one, I did all lace trims. This one I did all my heavier fabrics. I got all my scraps of my heavier fabrics, like this is canvas, and I'm not sure what that piece is. It's got lace on the end, but it's got, I don't know what type of fabric that is. And then this is a heavier kind of a material, actually from for like furniture and so forth. I don't know what you want to call that fabric, but it's more heavier. So since this is a little bit heavier and thicker, I chose 4 pieces to go with this one. And then you can do it with paper. And these are scraps that I had left over from a project that I just finished up not too long ago. I did a binder, 3-ring binder journal. If you haven't seen that video, I've got it in my list of videos. Please check that out. And these are some scraps that I had left over from that. And these are just black and white designer series paper. They're a little bit heavier, like cardstock, but I thought that palette went well together. So I cut up those. So that'll be a paper sample, and then another fabric sample with just lighter weight, like cotton materials. Okay, so these are just the pieces, and again, I just trimmed them all down the same size. I used a zigzag stitch, and we're just going to put those packets together. And you can also do like a wallpaper sample packet, you know, get some wallpapers, whether they're real or faux wallpaper. I know Tim Holtz has a wallpaper pack, and I do have that somewhere. I should have thought about that sooner. I could have pulled those papers out. And I do have some actual wallpaper, but I only have like, I think 2 different designs. So totally up to you. So we've got a lace, we've got a paper, we've got a fabric, and then we've got a heavier fabric like tapestry and canvases. Okay, so let's do that. And again, you don't have to do any decorating on the top flap, or you can just do some real simple decorating on that. Totally up to you. So again, this is just a piece of cream colored cardstock that I had in my scrap bin, and we're going to use that. And I do believe I cut all my pieces down to about 3 inches, or actually, nope, a little over 2.5. So I think it would be safe to say to cut this at 2 3/4. We're going to need 3 of them, so we'll go ahead and do 3. I think that'll be safe to cut that down. That one might be just a little bit larger. Okay, I think we're good. Almost identical, the same as width. Okay, this is going to be really, really easy, guys. Okay, so now this one, I just kept my corners straight. If you want to round the corners, you could do that. I mean, just really as elaborate as you want to go with this. Now these ones are all black and white. They all have different patterns. And I'm just going to stagger them, the lighter again, light, dark, light, kind of dark kind of thing. Okay, now you can put your pages directly down. Let's use this thinner one here. Directly down like that, or you can stagger them if you chose, just so they can have a little bit more of a visual. Maybe about a 1/4 of an inch, stagger them. That might be nice for this paper one. Kind of get it a little bit even. Doesn't have to be perfect, but try and get a little even. And that's the most difficult part of this project. If you just choose to stagger them, just to kind of get the pieces equal in separation, just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I'm going to get a clip. I thought I had a clip here. I only have this big one. So we'll use that, and I'm going to hold that in place while we get this piece together. So this is going to be my tallest piece. So all I have to do is we'll just eyeball it, and I'm going to go right about there. If you want to use your scoreboard, you can do your scoreboard, but this is such an easy project. You don't even really need any tools. You don't need any glue. You can hand stitch this all the way across with a slow stitch if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Now the one thing that I did do is I did use my decorative scissors and just gave a little decorative edge. Where are my scissors? Let me go ahead and grab those. Excuse me for a second. And you can use whatever cutter you want, or you can keep it straight. Totally up to you. Okay, so that lip right there is about 1.5, but once we cut it down, it'll be a little bit less than 1.5. Okay, and then we'll bring in a little ink. Want that vintage look. I'll show you just how quick and easy this project is, guys. Okay. Now, I did make this a little bit wide. As you can see, I don't think I want that much hanging out. I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. Maybe about 1/4 of an inch. Let's see. Use my straight in there. Yeah, just about 1/4 of an inch should do. Just light ink on the sides. Now if you want to bring in a little something to the top there, you can, maybe a little label. I have these little bits and pieces that I have left over, but I'm not going to use that. Okay, so from there, all you need to do is get it in position. Perfect. Just like that. Make sure your pages aren't slipping on you like mine just did. And I'm just trying to get it centered, get it in place. I'm going to clip it. Paper clip would probably be better, but I don't have one handy. Okay, and then all we got to do is throw a stitch across that one. So I'm going to get all these ready, and we'll stitch them all at the same time. And I'll bring my noisy sewing machine up for that real quick. Okay, so on this fabric one, I just have 4 pieces, and this is just a lightweight fabric. So I'm thinking maybe go with the darkest one on the bottom, and this one's kind of got blue, so let's do this one. And I think I'm not going to stagger these. I think I'm going to keep all these the same. No, and just kind of figure out the positioning of them, how you want to get them in place. Okay, line them up. Again, get your and I'm just going to eyeball it. You don't want it hanging over. Just use my finger right about there and fold it over. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and use the same decorative scissors. I think these scissors are a little dull. Kind of a jagged cut there a little bit. Okay, bring in a little bit of ink. And as I'm inking, I'm just trying to think if I have any other scrap papers that I can use for the top, like I did that one. I did have a couple more bows. I don't know what I did with them. Let me see where they... Here they are. I knew I'd cut out a couple extra with my scraps. Okay. Maybe we can use one of those. Okay. Make sure they haven't moved. Get those laid down in place, nice and straight. And that is ready to be sewn, just like that. Look how easy that is, guys. Okay, let's do this other fabric one. This is probably my heaviest piece, so I am going to use that as my bottom. Isn't that pretty? I love that. I love canvas, period, but okay, I think that would look nice. And I think I will stagger these ones. I think that'll look nice if I stagger them. Just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, I think that looks good. And then again. Just do a quick crease there with my fingertip. And over we go. And that's kind of a big piece there. And you can make your samples as big as you want. Like I said, I just used my largest piece that I had, and I went from there and I just cut all the other ones to fit. But you can definitely make them smaller or larger, depending on how you want to do it. Okay, so I'm going to trim that down just a bit. Okay, again, a little ink. Okay, keep those in place. Kind of shifted on me just a bit. Straighten that back up. And there we go. See, if you want to put a little something over the top, you can do that. We'll do that last. I'm just going to do a straight stitch on these ones. I mean a stitch. I did back it with a piece of scrap paper, but I don't have any close at hand. But it doesn't really need it. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to bring up my sewing machine, and I'm going to hope that it doesn't act up on me, guys. I know you're not going to be able to see much. This will only take a moment. I already have some brown thread in. See, and already this thing popped out on me. There we go. Okay. Plug it in. Okay, and I just have it on zigzag stitch. I'm just going to do a quick stitch right across the top. Okay, just one stitch. Only take a moment. And I'm just going to run it right down the middle. Okay. There's one. Line this one up. Get it in place. And one more. And actually this paper pad, it's got the black paper in it, would look really nice with a black thread. But I didn't think about that sooner. But it's okay. Never fails. Something happens. There's something caught there. But that's done. Okay. So let's bring those back in. There's 1, 2, and 3. Trim off our ends. Okay, and this kind of lost a stitch right there. When that happens, what I usually just do is I'll just put a little dollop of glue right there on the front and the back. Okay. So that one looks good. And there we go, guys. Those are our faux sample pads. And then just decorate them as you see fit. Since we got a couple bows there. Just bring a little ink. I won't ink it the entire thing like I did that one. Maybe just hit the edges a little. See how that looks. Maybe put that one there. Put that one on this one. Very cute. And I have also some little, do we want to put that one? Yeah, why not? You know, you can slap a little label on there. Whatever you want to do. That on this one. And let me grab my little gemstones. And you know what will also be, since these are fabric sample booklets, maybe putting a button on them would be nice as well. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, since this butterfly is on here, I have some butterfly gemstones. That would be cute. Let's see how that looks. How about that? That's adorable. That would look cute even without the butterfly die. Okay, so there's that one. A little different look. Maybe some buttons on one. Let's see. Something with a little color. That black one would look cute if I had something a little smaller, I think, huh? How about that? That's adorable. It almost matches with the papers. The paper samples. Look at that. Okay, and then maybe put another gemstone on this one, or a enamel dot of some sort. That might be nice. Got some enamel dots here, some faux enamel dots. If you don't know how to make those, let me know. I can definitely walk you through the process of that. Well, here's a pretty color. Let's see, where'd that go? I just had it. It's gone. Let's see. That color's not too bad. I'm trying to pick up something maybe on this back piece of fabric. Maybe bring in a color from there a little bit. Trying to see what catches my eye. That one's not too bad. No. I feel like a burgundy or something. Mauve-y. That one's nice. The thing is, I wouldn't mind bringing in a couple of them, but I don't have any two that are identical in size or anything. That's the only thing. Let's see. Oh, I like that gray actually. What about something like that? Let's go for it. Just so they each look a little bit different. But the way you decorate your sample pad is totally up to you. You don't even need anything, to be honest. But just add a little something extra. And as I was saying earlier, in my YouTube feed, some other videos were popping up, and I will put the name of that one in the description below if you're interested in checking another one of the videos out that I saw. I'll put that link down below, or the name down below, so you can feel free to check out what she made. Okay, so that's it. These are so fun and so easy. Great for scraps. Would look good in a sewing journal, look good in any journal, to be honest. But okay, I've got myself my lace sample booklet. I've got my I'll call it Tapestry, my Tapestry booklet, my DSP sample booklet, and then just a basic cotton fabric booklet. And I've got 4 in this one, 6 in this one, only because it's paper, so it's not as bulky. 4 in this one, and the lace is pretty thin, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I got 6 on that one. So 2 with 6 and 2 with 4, depending on the thickness. Okay, so that's my project for today, guys. I am in love. I think I'm going to be making much more of these, especially with the little scraps, which, you know, the scraps we use for clusters and we use for little snippets and so forth like that. But I still have a lot of small pieces that I can put together more with. Okay, just from these right here, I just grabbed some little scraps that I had in my bin, and I have more, so I'll definitely be making more of these because it was so fun. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked the project. Okay, thank you for spending some time with me, and until the next video, you know what's coming. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.